Did you know that your brain is actively lying to you for about 80% of the day? It's a harsh neuroscientific fact. Our brains were never evolved to maximize our happiness or potential. They were engineered solely to keep us safe. The problem is, in the modern world, safe usually translates into overthinking a minor, awkward social interaction until 3 a.m. in the morning. If you have ever felt like you are standing in your own way, constantly procrastinating on your highest goals, battling internal self-doubt, or waiting for some perfect, non-existent moment to start, this video is your analytical reality check. Today, we are going to systematically decode the invisible psychological traps that silently dictate your life and replace them with data-backed, high-performance frameworks. Welcome to the upgrade your mind has been waiting for. Let us begin with a foundational neurological truth that will completely transform how you manage stress, anger, or acute anxiety. It is known as the 90-second rule, discovered and documented by Harvard neuroanatomist Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor. When a psychological trigger occurs, your brain instantly secretes a specific chemical surge. This physiological wave takes exactly 90 seconds to flood your nervous system, process through your body, and completely flush out of your bloodstream. This means a critical truth. If you are still angry, anxious, or bitter after 90 seconds, it is no longer the external event causing your stress. It is the internal narrative you are telling yourself that is actively re-triggering the chemical loop. You are manually pressing replay on your own emotional suffering. To break this loop, elite performers utilize a framework called the 90-second buffer. The next time you feel an emotional spiral arriving, enforce a strict behavioral pause. Do not type the reactive reply. Do not close the laptop. Instead, sit entirely still, observe a clock, and simply track the physical sensations, the sudden heat in your face, or the tightness in your chest. Breathe deeply and observe it like an oncoming wave. Once those 90 seconds lapse, the chemical surge clears, and your rational prefrontal cortex takes complete control back from your emotional panic. Let us analyze the second major psychological barrier. Have you ever walked into a high-stakes meeting or posted content online and felt an overwhelming sense of exposure, convinced that every single person was microanalyzing your flaws? Psychologists classify this cognitive bias as the spotlight effect. It is our innate human tendency to vastly overestimate the extent to which our appearance, minor mistakes, and setbacks are noticed by the outside world. Here is the liberating reality. Everyone else is far too busy starring in their own internal movie to care about your background role. They are not calculating your stuttered word, your minor mistake, or your pace of progress. They are universally consumed by anxiety regarding their own performance, their own appearance, and their own status. Your brain will confidently tell you that dropping a pen or making a minor error has permanently ruined your professional reputation. But the objective reality? Everyone else in that room is simply looking at the clock, completely preoccupied with what they are going to order for lunch. When you fully internalize the fact that this social spotlight is entirely imaginary, you instantly stop playing defense. You stop waiting for external permission to build your brand, execute your strategies, and scale your life. To transition from passive awareness to permanent behavioral optimization, you must construct an anti-fragile mind. The vast majority of mainstream productivity advice strictly preaches resilience, the ability to withstand pressure. But standard resilience is a conceptual trap. Consider a glass cup. It is fragile because it shatters under stress. A plastic cup is resilient. It resists breaking, but it remains fundamentally unchanged by the pressure. You do not want to operate like a plastic cup. You want to become anti-fragile. An anti-fragile system does not merely survive volatility and chaos. It actively extracts fuel from it to grow significantly stronger. Your physical muscle tissue is biologically anti-fragile. It fundamentally requires the acute stress of heavy resistance to hypertrophy. Your psychological architecture operates on the exact same principle. To systematically implement this, you must replace wishful thinking with a high-performance protocol called mental contrasting. Instead of visualizing a flawless, obstacle-free path to success, which clinical research proves actually drains your physical energy levels, You must chart the terrain accurately. Identify your objective, explicitly map out the exact obstacles you are guaranteed to encounter, and pre-program an automated behavioral response using an if-then logic loop. For example, if I feel completely exhausted after my primary professional hours, then I will commit to executing just 5 minutes of deep focus or writing a single paragraph. By neutralizing the obstacle before it physically manifests, you drastically lower the activation energy required, removing the operational friction between your strategic intention and your actual execution. Finally, we must repair your internal operating software, your self-talk. Analyze your internal dialogue the next time you commit an error. If your closest colleague misplaced their keys or missed a deadline, you would immediately offer analytical empathy, stating that setbacks happen to everyone. But when you commit the exact same error, your internal voice instantly switches to a highly destructive, toxic narrative, labeling yourself as incompetent, careless, or an inherent failure. Cognitive scientists have identified an incredibly simple, yet profoundly effective linguistic hack to instantly deactivate this internal critic. It is called third-person self-talk. When you regulate your thoughts using the first-person pronoun I, you become completely fused with the emotional distress. But the moment you switch that pronoun to your actual name or the word you, your brain undergoes a process known as psychological distancing. Instead of allowing the thought, I'm going to completely fail this high-pressure presentation, consciously reframe the linguistic data. Tell yourself, Peter has prepared extensively for this scenario, and he possesses the exact capabilities required to navigate high-pressure environments. This immediate structural shift entirely bypasses the hyperreactive emotional limbic system and directly stimulates your analytical prefrontal cortex. You instantly unlock access to the objective, highly strategic counsel that you so effortlessly provide to others, applying it directly to your own critical challenges. The invisible boundaries that currently restrict your execution are not permanent concrete walls. They are merely the default, unoptimized factory settings of your brain's evolutionary software. And all software is designed to be systematically upgraded. You do not need to attempt to revolutionize your entire behavior overnight. Select a single protocol from this analysis. Whether you choose to implement the 90-second buffer or execute third-person self-talk, commit to testing that specific framework exclusively for the next 7 days. Observe the immediate reduction in your daily operational friction. If this analytical breakdown provided the clarity you required at this specific moment in your journey, ensure you subscribe to the channel, click the like button to support high-value content, and leave a structured comment below detailing which specific section delivered the highest impact for your current goals. Let us commit to building an intentional, high-performance execution system together. I will see you in the next strategic briefing.